Walk-ons.
The final word.
Live at Walk-ons. Live at Walk-ons.
The final word.
Walk-ons.
Live at Walk-ons.
Game day with a taste of Louisiana.
The final word.
Live at Walk-ons.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
Live at Walk-ons.
Game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons.
The final word.
Live at Walk-ons.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
Live at Walk-ons.
Game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons.
The final word.
Live at Walk-ons. Live at Walk-ons.
The final word.
Walk-ons.
Live at Walk-ons.
Game day with a taste of Louisiana.
Yo. Low.
Yo.
Make sure we got Low set up.
Oh, man.
The final word.
You didn't hit that live button yet, did you?
Yeah, I'm finna hit. No, I ain't hit it yet.
Live at
No, I ain't hit
Walk-ons.
it yet, bro. No.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
Let it
The
roll through.
final word.
Live at
Oh, yeah, let it loop.
Walk-ons.
I got you.
Okay. What's that? Let them wait.
Game day with a taste of Louisiana.
That old Murphy Law, man.
Yeah, boy, it's so Murphy today.
It's all good. It's all good.
Nah, it's annoyingly Murphy today. It's all good.
Walk-ons.
We got the lighting better. Alright, so let me just change one thing. And then
The
we go.
final word.
I'm actually do
Live at Walk-ons.
probably do different music.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
I think I'll
Live
do
at
this one.
Walk-ons. Live at Walk-ons.
Y'all not ready for that. Y'all not ready for that.
The final word.
The final
Ready for that
word.
thump.
The final
Y'all
word.
ready?
The final word.
Law, you
Live
ready?
at Walk-ons.
Game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons.
The final word.
Live at Walk-ons.
Final word.
Live at Walk-ons. Live at Walk-ons.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
Live at Walk-ons.
Game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons.
The final word.
Live at Walk-ons. Live at Walk-ons.
The final word.
Walk-ons.
Live at Walk-ons.
Game day with a taste of Louisiana.
The final word.
Them snares go hard.
Live at Walk-ons.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
Live at Walk-ons.
Game day with a taste of Louisiana.
Smash Mississippi, baby. You gotta put some Mississippi on that one.
Walk-ons.
The final word.
Live at Walk-ons. Live at Walk-ons.
The final word.
Walk-ons.
Live at Walk-ons.
Game day with a taste of Louisiana.
The final word.
Live at Walk-ons.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
Live at Walk-ons. Live at Walk-ons.
final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
Live at Walk-ons.
I want me some glory.
Indeed. Ooh.
Game day with a taste of Louisiana.
We got Law. We got Coach Turl. And what a day. Game week.
Walk-ons.
The final word.
Yo.
OC's in the building.
Live at Walk-ons.
Yes, he is.
Boss Cowboys Sports. Law Nation.
Yeah.
Big Game James.
Live at
Like, share, subscribe.
Walk-ons.
Don't forget to comment. Turn on your bell notification icons. And let's get it.
Let's get it, man. We got your boy Law.
What's up,
We
man?
got, yeah. And we got the OC in the building. Stream looking good to me.
Yeah.
You know, Law, what you always say.
Building the plane while it's in the air, you know?
All right, so that's what's been going down today. So it's game week.
Right. It's game week, man. And before we get started, man, I just like to thank everybody, man, for this opportunity to speak on this platform, to spit my mind. You guys are my therapy session, man. I talk to you guys when I like to get stuff out of my mind, my chest, and everything. Although I got a heavy heart over here, I really appreciate each and every last one of you guys, for real.
Yeah, man. And also, you know, special recognition of Law, the fact that he had somebody, you know, that passed that's obviously near and dear to his heart. So special prayers going out to Law right now in this time of need, because we all know it's game week, but that's never as important as family. So y'all make sure y'all have prayers out for Law Nation.
Definitely.
Appreciate you, man.
So, yeah, man. So, you know, obviously, man, we go try to move through it. OC, you had anything, my brother?
No, man. Look, just excited to be in the building. We at Walk-ons and getting ready for a big live where we will combine forces and take over Dallas-Fort Worth. So we're excited about that. Prayers and condolences to Law and his family. Love you, man, and just prayers and nothing but the best for you and your family during this time. I know it's tough.
Yes, indeed. Hey, boss. You know
What's up?
that shot clock that you had on the bottom screen?
Yeah.
Drop the people's elbow on it, man. It's still there. So just.
Oh, man. Thank you,
It's
brother.
all good.
See,
It's all good.
What you say?
we
Boom,
building this
there it
place.
is.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
And real quick, also, I want to recognize we do have a special guest in the building. As you can see, his name is Anthony Turl. We actually joined forces to where, we're going to talk about that a little bit, then we're going to talk about the game. We joined forces to where we now have a new group that's combined with Boss Cowboys Sports, the final word. And Anthony, we want you to kind of talk about that and kind of give what we got going on in the addition that's going to help, obviously, Law Nation, Big Game James, Boss Cowboys Sports. Can you talk about that real quick?
Yes, sir.
It's on.
You good?
You good.
All right. Thank y'all for having me on, man. You know, big fan of you guys, man. Honored to be here talking to y'all. Big fan of you, Law, Big Game, Boss Cowboy, and OC. I've been rocking on the Facebook for a while now, and got a group called Cowboys Nation that I've been running. Been growing every day. We at like 21,000 right now.
How many?
And so, yeah.
How
well, no,
many? He said that so humble. Like, we up to 21,000.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so
I got to do the drop.
thanks to y'all. You know, a lot of y'all content and
Go ahead, Law.
ideas.
Glory hole.
You know,
You got to do the glory hole drop on that one, man.
Oh, he dropping the button for you.
But go ahead.
yeah.
Go
man.
ahead.
So you know, I'm just looking to join, and we are going to be the official group and representative of Boss Cowboy Sports going forward.
And
man,
the final word.
And the final word. Big, whatever we can do to support you, Law. Big Game. You got. I'm coming with 20,000 to put behind y'all.
Boom. OC, what you got?
Man, look, exciting times, man. I mean, it goes into what I just said, man. We here to take over Dallas Fort Worth, man. Just do what we do best, man. Talk football, give the latest and greatest in Cowboy sports news and content. Law Nation, Big Game James, Boss Cowboy Sports, the final word.
All right, and just real quick, Law, we gonna come right back to you. Okay, Ed. So you on the spot now. It's game week. We putting it on you. We putting the camera on you. What do you got to say about game week? And then we go talk ball. What you got, bro?
I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. I came in here upset because I feel like they put us out here as a sacrificial lamb.
What you mean? Talk to
for
us.
These Tampa Bay Buccaneers, like we don't have a chance. You know, and they're using us for our popularity, but they looking for us to get destroyed. And I don't think that's the case. I'm going to roll with us. I feel like our youth is going to show up. Tom Brady, 44 years old. And I'm just a dog, man. I'm a dog straight out of Dallas, and that's how we think.
Ooh.
And, you know, I ain't scared to say it, man. Looking to put my money on us wherever I can.
Hold on real quick. I got to do this. When you start talking like that, boom. Law or the OC, I don't care what y'all got on that, though. We've been good.
I mean, listen, here's the deal. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys have to go into Tampa Bay with full intensity, focus, and intentionality. And so if we're intentional about doing a few things, which I'll get into later, we will win this football game.
Uh-oh.
But we must be intentional. We must be focused. And we can come out of there with a W. Law Nation, kicking it to you.
Uh-oh.
Well, since he mentioned dogs, let me bring them out. Got to bring the dogs out, man. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. Hey, this is a game about momentum. And, of course, if we can establish the momentum piece of it, man, oh, man. Think about this. I heard a lot of people talking about, hey, the Tampa Bay front and these sorts of things. Don't y'all know that they gave up the most passing percentage as relates to the wide receiver running down the field and catching the ball? Excuse me. Hey, y'all can just help me out, Boss Cowboy. You can help me out, OC. And, hey, Cowboy Nation, CN, help me out. Can you name all of the wide receivers we got?
I mean, come on,
y'all just name them for me. Just help me out. Just name out the wide receivers.
CeeDee Lamb. Blake Jarwin.
Ooh.
Amari Cooper. That's the starters.
Yeah.
Do I need to continue?
Continue.
Man.
No, I'll start right there. I'm going to start right there.
So, with that being said, Cowboy Nation, all I'm saying is this right here. Yes, they got a mighty nice front four, but I would take my money and bet it against anybody, especially if they trying to talk about Amari Cooper is going to get shut down by their DBs. That's laughable. And also see Dangerous Lamb. Shout out to the lunatic for coming up with that name last season. Oh, excuse me, Michael Gallup. He's going to be galloping into the end zone. I can't wait to see those three trifecta get out there and take the ball out of the air. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, man. I just think that with this game, it's a few things that need to happen. Number one, physicality. Number two, an effective play-action pass game. And then number three, when you see them cheating and rolling over in that cover two, Tampa, and they will do it a few times in this game, we must throw the ball down the field aggressively and take advantage and make those big plays. And I mean chunk yard. 30-plus yards. If we do those three things offensively, we will put the pressure on that defense, and we'll keep them honest.
Yeah, and since we kind of, we go kind of reveal a little bit, because I know you was talking about, and we was going to talk about tomorrow, I guess, the keys to winning, but I guess it been on my mind all day, so I guess let's go start talking about it now. One of the things that I think that we need to do, to be all the way honest, is, I've been rocking the campaign, run a down ball, but I want to talk a little bit more than that, because it's more, obviously, than just run a down ball. I think we need to lean on 12 OC. I really do. Obviously Law, obviously Anthony. I think that's exactly what we need to do. I think it's going to be about 12 personnel. And that's why I'm wearing these shades, because when I put these on, I'm saying that I have a clear-out view on this, because I think it's about finding those mismatches with their linebackers, you know, and getting it out of Dak's hands and having the personnel, and I definitely want to run this by UOC, having the personnel that's already on the field to run the ball. So I'm not just going to be one-dimensional and say, run the damn ball. No, not just run the damn ball. What packages do you want to lead with that's going to put us in a position to manage Dak and wean him up? So that's what I'm really thinking right now on one of my keys. I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to just spill that one out as one of the keys that I think is going to be the key to our offense really getting going.
Yeah, so let me jump in on that one real quick. And so when you talk about 12 personnel, 2 tight end package, 1 running back. And so what that's going to do is really keep the defense honest. And what you do is you set up the pass by the run. And when you run straight forward at that defense, what's going to end up happening is this. You're going to take the edge off of those pass rushes when you get in the third down situations. And so when you get into the fourth quarter and you really need to open it up and make some plays, it's a little bit less tick on those guys. Also, when you play against fast linebackers, you don't need to run side to side. I'm telling you, how you deal with speed from the linebacker position is that you are going to be in a situation to where you have to run directly at them. You have to put physicality and pressure on speedy linebackers. And that's how you effectively impact the defense like a Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'll start right there. I could go more, but I'll start right there.
Law, what you got?
Yo, I can tell when people listen to the 4-letter network. I can tell when people be listening to the 3-letter network and not listening to us, because they regurgitate, they spit out the craziness that they talk about, especially like the Colin Cowherds of the world, the Skip Sayless and Shay Sharp and all of those boys. But I come here to tell you guys, when you talking about 12 personnel, you talking about a guy that can vertically stretch the field in the middle of the field, especially if they plan any variations of cover 2 or even cover 3. We got that. We got a guy that can absolutely stretch the middle of the field. And on top of that, we got another guy who can do intermediate and short routes, who can also block, Dalton Schultz, who I had off this team for many of years and showed up last year. All he did was call and said, hey, I'm here. And when we talk about those outside weapons, I get it. I absolutely get it. Whereas a third of the Cowboy fans are fickle. They are scared. They're in their shells. They saying we're finna get blown out by a maximum amount of points. But I like it when we are the underdogs. Want to know why, Boss Cowboy and the OC?
Man, preach, Law.
The reason why I say that, because what happened in 2014, we were doomed before the season even started, right?
Well,
we was doomed. A lot of people said, "Oh man, they can't do this and they can't do that." Oh, let me fast forward a little bit. Just patiently wait with me, Cowboy Nation, because this is my therapy. Me talking and getting this stuff off of my chest. Hey, what happened in 2016? Everybody's saying, "Oh no, Tony Rome, right? Hey, this is going to happen. That's going to happen." And what happened? Now I do know that in the playoff, the results wasn't for our favor. But hey, through the season, dare I say. Let me repeat, through the season, dare I say. That was a sprinkle, not of mama's cooking, but that was a sprinkle of God's flavor and hope that was passed on all of us. So I come here to tell you guys right now that Dak Prescott is coming for this thing, and he's saying to everybody, I'm going to show you guys who I am. And what do I bring to the table? Therefore, Ezekiel Elliott saying, hey, I'm back down to my 2016 weight. Amari Cooper been hearing everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, Biggie, and Auntie Shirley talk about him.
Tell it.
And Amari Cooper sitting there saying, where the clicks at? Can't wait to put on those pads. You know? And oh, excuse me, Michael Gallup. This is a contract year for him. And CD Lamb is licking his fingers talking about, y'all thought lamb chops was good last season. Woo! Watch when I chop up the field, line up as that X. I digress.
And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.
I got that timing down now, boy. But whenever Law get on that, I know exactly when to hit that button. But anyway, man, yes, indeed, bro. So it's one of those things. Also, just kind of talking about the game. When I think about the game, I can feel the panic in the air. I also feel silence, OC, where it's a quiet. It's a quiet in the air. It's a quietness with content creators. It's a quietness with fans. It's almost like we know we put in all that work, and what we're saying is it's time to go to war.
Right.
But I want to kind of warn everybody that, this is a very important game, but this is not a game that's going to be the tell-all, be-all. This is a game to where we also got to recognize that just being honest, Tampa Bay had a lot of time to jail. A lot of time. And that makes a big difference. So some games are testing you. Like win or lose, there's a test in this game. And what I want to see more than anything over a W, over an L, over anything, I want to just see a knockdown fight. I want to see what kind of toughness this team has. Whether we run the ball, pass the ball, whatever the theory is, I want to see what are we all about.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, listen, here's the thing. There is such a thing as effectiveness and gelling as the season progresses.
Right.
Because if you're talking about going for 6, it's important that you finish hot in December.
Right.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers were not a good football team the first half of the season. They did not play well. But they figured out some things halfway through the season, and they picked it up, and they gelled, and they gained momentum into the playoffs. Now, I'm looking for the victory.
Absolutely.
So, I don't care what nobody say. I'm looking for the victory. I'm looking for the dub.
Right.
Give me the dub. So, but in light of that, the Cowboys need to come out and make a physical statement.
Right.
They need to make an effort
Physical.
statement, and they need to make an execution statement in this game. And that's the best thing or the way that I can try to present some balance to this whole thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, so real quick, what's your thoughts on that, man? Like, we've been hogging the mic, so we want to obviously get you in. We all merged now. So we can say all of us combined just added 20,000 to what we got going on, which is a powerful addition. The fact that we now assemble with you. What you got on that?
Let me just say, man, I want to play for OC one day, man. That dude coaching pep speech is outstanding. And man, I ain't scared of nobody. I feel like we can get out there and be physical with that team. And I feel like we can I even feel like we can throw with that team. If we think about Dak's performance last year when he had his weapons in place and he was healthy, I didn't see Tom Brady putting up those type of numbers. So I ain't scared to throw with him. I know it's a lot of people scared to throw, because they feel like we shouldn't be a shootout team. I'm not afraid. And then we can come at him with Zeke. I had a question for Boss. When we're in the 12 package, where are the mismatches? What specifically? What would we attack, or what are their matchups against our 12 offense? Is what I wanted to ask. I got one more question.
Okay.
Why was Tom Brady so perturbed about the numbers being changed? Did y'all hear about that?
Yes, I did. I heard about that. Season.
Okay, I want to hear about this. I'm late.
Yeah,
me.
He said the Dallas Cowboys have an advantage because of the changing of their numbers to single digits and things of that sort.
Because
on
it's
the
harder
defense.
for him to identify the Mike linebacker.
I'm not even believing that.
Thank you, OC.
Go ahead, OC.
No. That's it. It's harder for him to identify the Mike linebacker, and so he memorizes the Mike linebackers to set the protection. And so if you change the numbers at the last minute, it throws off his prep. So it's a spoiled, very, very good quarterback, by the way, a great quarterback that's used to making his signals and prepping certain calls, certain packages, certain audibles off who's the Mike.
You believe that, OC? I don't believe that, bro.
No.
I'm gonna tell you what I think he's doing, and tell me what you think it is.
Okay, go ahead.
I think he already kind of playing to the refs because he's favored, bro.
Okay.
So, like, that's a number change. We all know, and I'm just thinking out loud.
Okay.
We know body types.
Right.
Even from watching film. Like, you watch I used to watch the OC watch film. He watched tons of film when he was in college.
Right.
Every time I would walk in his dorm, this dude was watching film. At some point, did you care about the numbers?
No, I don't care
That's
about
why
the
I'm not
number.
buying it. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. I think he's kind of pulling his entitlement thing. Because, in the Super Bowl, I don't care what nobody say, he got a lot of gimme calls in that first quarter, bro.
Yeah.
They walked him downfield. So this is Tom Brady working the crowd.
Yeah.
That's why I want to bust him in the mouth. I'm being all the way honest.
Better can't
Well,
hit him
bringing
too
me to my
high. You
second
can't hit him
point.
too low, though. You can't hit him too high. You can't hit him too low.
Facts.
Yeah, the numbers situation, especially whereas these guys I think KZ is wearing 18 now, right? But you can still see that he's a smaller guy. But it may be a little different when you're talking about, let's say, for example, Jabril Cox. He's wearing number 14. Is he the quote unquote strong safety now, or is he the outside detached from the box linebacker? So those are some of the things that just maybe, but like you said, you studied the body types, and that's something that I believe that the Cowboys can play on down the line.
Right.
Not just with this first game, but down the line, because you got guys that's versatile. But like the OC said, the Mike linebacker is determined where you're going to slide protection and whether or not you're going to say, okay, is he shooting through the A gap? I've seen the team lined up, and whereas they abandon the A, they kind of squeeze everything on the outside, and they do this twist stunt with not 75, but now it's 97. Osa Adigizua. They do that twist stunt upside the middle. So I don't know. It's going to be really unique when we see this defense out there on the field.
And this is the only reason why I say that I think it is some authenticity to what he said. It's because when they first said that linebackers and people could go to single digits earlier in the offseason, he cried about it. Like the day they announced it, he was crying about it. So I do think it's a little bit of validity to his complaint about it.
Yeah.
But, Boss Cowboy in law,
Right.
you masterfully brought me to my second point and key of victory versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What is that?
Pressure Tom Brady.
No doubt. Get out
But,
of here.
hold on.
Uh-oh.
Not just any type of pressure.
A mountain.
It's a certain type of pressure that will affect him
Oh, man.
and cause us to get an advantage in this game. That certain type of pressure, the Cowboys now have the personnel to execute this certain type of pressure.
What would that be?
A and B gap pressure in his face. We don't care about sacks off the edge. We'll take those because for 20 years, he has stepped up and maneuvered in the pocket and released the ball on hot routes his whole career. But what Tom Brady can't deal with, what he's too slow to deal with, what he's not agile enough to deal with, what frustrates him is pressure in his face. If you hit him in his face with number 11, stunting in the A or B gap, we change the complexity of this game really quick. Pressure.
Like your pressure.
Pressure.
Everybody do this at the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Double A gap. We're going to be setting it right through there. Pick your choice. Pick your poison.
I like that, OC. I
Yeah.
like that, man. I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah, man. Go right at him, bro.
Right at him.
Go right at him, bro. I'm so sick of this dude. I'm so sick of all this hype they giving Brady. Oh, I'm sick of it, man. It's like, nah, at some point, I want us to retire you. I'm being all the way honest about that, man. I ain't got no sympathy, no love when you coming at my team. I do want to answer the question on the 12 that Anthony brought up earlier. So with the 12, the thing that I want about 12 is that I think it's the smartest way to attack right now, because Mike McCarthy brought out the fact that when you have questions, about your tackles, and then we have a quality tackle here that played as a 4-year starter at the University of Houston. So when you have tackles, we can ask a tackle right here, what's easier, pass protection or run blocking? And the reason why I asked that question is because it puts some certain amount of pressure, in my opinion, if you lose Leal Collins or if he's dinged up a little bit, right? It's like I want to make his job easier, so I want to align all the pieces around him with that 12 to aid him. So it's not just attacking the linebackers, which I know Schultz and Jordan would do great. I have no doubt about that. But I'm more so thinking about the pieces that need to heal right now as well, and managing that. And the fact that we so privileged, Anthony, in my opinion, to where we can literally attack you multiple ways. I'm saying let's pick the way that's going to cause us to win the game, but also get us through the new 17-game season that we now have to manage. That's why I'm thinking 12. Mostly 12 coming out with that. I want to get your thoughts on that, OC, because I definitely respect your offensive mind, and then Law, if you don't mind.
Yeah, cool. So let me get into the nitty-gritty a little bit. What 12 personnel does is give natural double teams on the defensive end up to the linebacker. It allows you to use your strength and your power against smaller edge rushers. Okay, Shaq Barrett, Pierre Paul, those guys are speed rushers. Those guys are not run anchors.
Yeah, good
Those
point.
guys are designed to get after the run. So what I'm doing, to my point earlier, is that I am taking some juice out of those legs, all right? That's what I want to do. I want to lay on you, pound you, push you, elbow you, knee you, do everything I can to you, so that when we get in 3rd and long, and we will, that you just a half a step slower, and you don't got the juice to counter move me on a 7 and 8 step drop and hit my quarterback. That's what I want to do to you. I want to punish you. I want to put pressure on you. And so what's happening here is this. Leal Collins, in my opinion, will not be 100%. And so far in preseason, he hasn't shown the footwork, the Pro Bowl footwork, to deal with speed rushers with that punch. So I'm concerned if he's one-on-one on the island with no help against Shaq Barrett, who's a pass pro specialist, just keeping it real. I think Tyron Smith will hold up just fine. But 12 personnel also allows you to trick them and take advantage of the flats, take advantage of the seams, and also do runoffs. And if you do one-sided personnel to one side of the field with the receivers, it allows you to create natural one-on-one matchups. And you utilize that with CeeDee Lamb. You utilize that with Amari Cooper, one of the best route runners in the league. And you run it up. That's how you do it.
No doubt.
The OC.
The film breakdown.
We ain't got no film, but we push that button anyway, man, because that boy broke that thing all the way down, man. Y'all better listen to the OC. Y'all better listen to the OC. What you got on that, Law?
Well, just to echo what he's lamenting here, you just want to get the mismatch, man, especially if they're stacked, if they're trying to load the box to stop the run, which I believe that's where they're going to come out. The game plan been the same since 2014, 15, 16. Let's stop the run, make the team one-dimensional, and allow the quarterback to throw the ball. Now, we will have one-on-one looks onto the outside. Their DBs, they all right. They're not the greatest of the worlds. They got good safeties, by the way. But I'm looking at it that they're going to try to load the box to stop the run. So that's where 12 personnel can come in handy, as well as some versatile looks as relates to like 22 if they want to do it that way with Tony Pollard. Let's not sleep on him. Let's give him some touches. So all of those things, man, plays a mismatch role. So if they want that extra bigger body, whether it be a bigger safety or a linebacker inside the box, well, we're going to work that box action. We're going to line it up, and we might rotate that thing out and get empty formation and put Ezekiel Elliott on the outside just to see what they look like and see who's going to follow, who's going to carry. And then right before the snap, kick Ezekiel Elliott back inside. So I've seen Kellen Moore do that numerous times before, even in practice and training camp. So let's be aggressive, let's get creative, and let's not lift our foot off the gas. I want us to put our foot to the neck, by the way. Keep it there.
You talking about beat him to the white meat?
To the white meat.
Yeah.
Hey, man, that's what I'm talking about.
Beat it
but
down.
Law, once again, masterfully, you've brought me to another point.
Hold on real quick before you go to that point, because I know the OC, because I'm actually tired, man. I got to get out of here, man. I can't be doing this all day, OC. No, but before I do want to give a special plug, especially with that button that Law just hit. So we sitting here at Walk-ons, okay? It's just right that we show Walk-ons. Walk-on is a beautiful location sitting here in the colony, and this is our final test that we're doing, okay? After this test, we are committed to packing this location. Packing this location, because this is something that's going to be a stomping ground for the final word. Boss Cowboy Sports, Law Nation, Big Game James, and Anthony Terrell. You know, all of us together going to be able to work, you know, and talk Cowboys at this location and meet our fans. But we first had to test the capability, because obviously we wanted Law here, but Law stayed so that we could test the stream where he is. And you got to do that, because then when we have guests, we still want to make sure we can stream them in and still contain our quality. So that's why I want to do that real quick before you got to your point,
Absolutely.
OC.
And I can save it.
No, you can talk about it now. I just want to
Save
give a
it.
quick plug to the Walk-ons and what we getting ready to do.
This is
So,
just the beginning, man. I just want to tell people that this is just the beginning of everything, and we got a lot of things that's just under our sleeves right now. That if we reveal it, man, it might make you guys just fixated on the screen, you know? Like y'all be like, dang, you know? So, and I said to myself, man, I got to jump on. The test is out, and it seems and appears that everything is great. It's a little delayed on my end, but man, y'all just listen. Y'all don't have. I don't say you watching nothing but the best. I just tell you guys, you listening to nothing but the best. You know. So I really appreciate you guys, man. Let's continue to grow this thing. Before you know it, ESPN gonna say, hey man, forget those people, man. Let's bring the final word show on there. And then we'll spit nothing but the truth for a couple of weeks, and then we had to get all fired over there.
Man, exactly. I don't even know if I want a job with ESPN.
No,
I
we
ain't gonna
wouldn't
lie
want
to
it.
you, Law.
But we'll take the
You know
money
what I'm
to
saying? I
help
like
out.
independent life, but
Right.
if they come with a fat enough check, I might listen.
Hey, boss, you be like this. I don't want y'all money. And then you said,
Well, we can negotiate.
Okay.
Law,
We can negotiate.
you ain't never lied, Law. But they gotta come with it, man. They gotta come with it. And
Yeah, they gotta
everybody
come with it though. We ain't gonna sell our
Because, you
souls
know,
for it though.
Exactly, because independent life's the best life, where we can really just say what we really see. We ain't gotta, talk to bosses and higher ups about, the things that we think will help this team win. So I love independent life. So if anybody come knock on my door, you better bring a nice check, and you better not be trying to change boss, because boss ain't changing too much. I button up a little bit, but I ain't changing too much. But what did you have, OC? I didn't want to cut you off. I know you was.
No.
And then let's make this the fighting word, because I promise you, I really am tired.
No,
bro.
you know what? Y'all gotta tune in. I'm gonna save some of this.
You gonna save it?
I'm gonna save it. But listen, this is one thing that I'll say. If the Dallas Cowboys come with a mentality that they can be champions and they execute physicality versus a veteran team, they can win this game. That's what I'll tell you. And I'll tell you this as well. Where this game will be won is in the trenches. This game will be won on one-on-one matchups, who blocks the best and who tackles the best. That's who's going to win this game. And I'll leave it.
All right, so I'm going to go next. Final word is I'm ready for the season. The whole work changes in 2 days. The work was putting out ideas that's going to help us win 6. That's what Law does on a daily basis with about 3 videos a day. No doubt one of the hardest working, I would say the hardest working blogger for the Cowboys Nation. It's no doubt about that. That dude works.
Facts.
The OC, he been putting out ideas about ways to help this team, and I've been all about that. I done wrote 2 books to try to put ideas in the atmosphere that can help us win, but now that's over. So our whole content is getting ready to change, all of us. Now it's going to change to what do we do weekly to beat the next opponent and to prepare for the tournament. So everything is getting ready to switch in 2 days. Wow. So my final word is we're changing, we're improving. Let's all do it together as fans. That's my final word. And then obviously I want to turn it over to my brother. And I want to say something real quick about my brother, Anthony Turrell. I've been knowing this man since I was in the 2nd grade. He's very humble. He's a champion. He's a champion coach. I want you to show him your ring when you get a minute, my brother. But, you know, this man got it really going on, you know. I'm actually give you a better shot, a better camera angle. There you go. So you can show your ring, you know. But he got a lot of rings, you know. So we want to get your final words as we get ready to go into the season on whatever you want to talk about. And then we always conclude with my boy Law.
Well, you know, it's a certain mentality, you know, that we got to get. And this is one of those games where, you know, you slay Goliath to get that mentality, you know. And we got a lot of young guys in. I know they took a lot of flack for the comments they made. And me, like you mentioned, being a championship coach, you know, I love those comments. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, what kind of coach would say, be quiet because you're going to rile the other side up? You know what I mean? Like, talk, man. Y'all, they young enough to be bold. You know, and I want to fan that flame. I'm just telling you how I did it and how when we faced big time opponents, we kept the fire going and we challenged them because guess what? We got nothing to lose. So I love how do you say his name? Odiga Wazua?
I just call him Osa.
Osa. I'm gonna pat you on the back. I like what Michael Parsons said about you know, they just keeping it real, and they not afraid to express their thoughts. They young men, and they going after the old line. So I'm excited, win or lose. I just, like you said, Marcus, I want to see us come out like champions. I want to see us attack the Buccaneers physically, like OC mentioned, you know, and I just want to see us go out there and show heart, and that we are the Dallas Cowboys. We ain't going nowhere, and matter of fact, we back. We back, man, and I'm excited to be a part of this. We've been waiting a long time for this kind of talent. Now we just got to bring that champion's heart to the table.
It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring.
That was some measured Kool-Aid for you. What you got, Law?
Anthony, man, I appreciate you, man, for jumping on, man, with your wonderful insights. And you spit nothing but the truth. If I'd known you were going to spit that, man, I would have had an umbrella over here, man. But it is what it is, man. The good word says, enter the throne boldly with grace and mercy. It didn't say shyly, boldly.
Yeah.
And those
Yes,
young
sir.
boys, man, they boldly looking at this. They're not looking at the past and the previous Cowboys. They're looking at the present day Cowboys. And we're winning in Dallas. That's their mindset. That's their thoughts. Now, I do hear some people say, well, they should hush about this and hush about that. No. Let them play freely and boldly and go out there and make something happen. There's 3 type of people out there in the world. Y'all write this down. A person that go out there and make something happen, a person that sit there and watch something happen, and a person that say, what just happened? I come here to tell you guys, be that person to go out there and make something happen. It's your day. It's your turn. It's your opportunity, man. If I can't motivate you off of that, man, I don't know who you are. But I'm telling you right now, the Dallas Cowboys, if you got the silver and blue pumping through your veins and your body and your arms and your legs and your heart, it just got to come out one way or another. I say this to my grave. I'm coming out one way or another. The Dallas Cowboys victorious. Stand firm in what you believe in. And those boys, if they believe in the hearts of what the people was asking them, how you gonna play against Tom Brady, and they just put it out like this is what we're planning on doing, let them boys speak freely. I digress.
Man.
There it is.
And there it is.
Live at Walk-ons.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
Live at Walk-ons.
Game day with a taste of Louisiana.
Walk-ons.
Game week.
I want Nation
The
Royal.
final word.
Live at Walk-ons. Live at Walk-ons.
The final word.
Walk-ons.
Live at Walk-ons.
Game day with a taste of Louisiana.
The final word.
Live at Walk-ons.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final